Hi everyone, this is Rusty Dog and welcome to another video on Elite Dangerous. So in this one I'm going to be finishing off the shield boosters on this cutter. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of material and data gathering. In order to complete those I need to add some experimentals on some of them, and also I need to add an extra shield booster to boost up my thermal resistance, because if you can see here, my shield thermal resistance is considerably lower than my kinetic and explosive. So we're going to be chasing after a shield booster specifically designed to boost that resistance up. So I've been using ED Engineer to help me keep track of all the materials that I need to go and get in order to finish these things off. But there are some new, or recent at least, features in ED Engineer. It's the first time I've seen them, and I have had a couple of updates on this program since, so I'm not sure how new they are, but unless it's a feature that I've missed. But I'm going to show you this. Let me just tell you what I need. I need cadmium, I need conductive ceramics, and I need anomalous bulk scan data. So I don't know what I need for the thermal resistant shield booster. I'm going to be taking a look at that. In fact, let's take a look at it right now. So if we just put this in order, and then I'm going to show you some of these really cool features of ED Engineer. And if you do a lot of engineering, you really should have this program. It's so handy. Okay, so we're going to be going for thermal resistant, and we only need to do one of these. So let's take a look. Thermal resistant, I can craft plenty of those. Grade 3, 14, that's plenty. Grade 2, I can craft 14, that's plenty. And 191, that's plenty. So yeah, we can do it. So no problem there. What the experimental, I know what it's going to be on that one. It's going to be thermoblock. So, oh sorry, let me bring this back in. Okay, so look, cadmium. Now then, cadmium's grade 3, and of course I can trade some of these items that I've mentioned with the material trader. Of course I can do that. But in this case, for the cadmium, I'm going to go down onto the planet's surface and prospect for it with the SRV. Now, you'll notice here I'm in Sossalingati, and I've got the second planet targeted. I'm not quite heading towards it. Let me just change that. I'm not really at any particular speed here, so let me just speed this up a little. I'm still in the field scoop range. I need to get out of there. Okay, I'm just going to power off those engines while I talk here, because we're not far away. So, the cool thing now with ED Engineer, I think this is a recent feature, is that not only does it tell you what kind of material this is, raw, says at the top raw, but you'll notice it also says, when you hover over, the top source systems. Now these are the top systems where I have previously sourced cadmium. So it tells me that I've had 42 from Nunets, 39 from Sossalingati, 12 from Wang, and 3 and 3 and blah blah blah. So Nunets has a planet which is planet C6, which has 1.7% cadmium. Sossalingati has a planet of 2.5%. which is why I knew to come here. Plus it was only 2 jumps away from where I was, so I chose this place. And besides, it makes more sense to come here anyway because the percentage is higher. But this is a really, really cool feature. So anything you have, it tells you the places where you've sourced them from the most. Look at Deciat is where I've had the most iron from, where I personally have had them. It's not a top source system by anybody else, or by by other commanders, or by the game. It's strictly where I've got them from. Let's look at cracked industrial firmware. So Hyades sector, DRV, and HIP 112829. I think Dab's Hope is one of those 2 places, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, Guardian module blueprints. HD, so then there you go. HD 63154 is the system I got those from. Thargoid, again, HIP 14809, in case you were wondering what system they came from. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant little feature. I didn't even know this kind of data was kept by the log files and stuff, but it clearly must be. Classified scan data banks. Let's have a look. And you can see I've got 10 of those from Shinrata. Oh, and yes, if you right click, it tells you each engineered module that uses classified scan data banks. So if I go on to cadmium, which is a grade 3 material, so let's go to materials, go to category 3 and right click, then somewhere down here should be, actually it won't be, because the cadmium I need it for an experimental and they're not listed here. Now there's another cool feature of EG Engineer which I will come to later. So I'm going to make my way over to Sossalingati 2 and I'm going to pick up the cadmium that I need, which I believe I'd like to get 15. I think I've overestimated, which is what I want to do. I don't want to underestimate it. So I'm going to get five cadmiums. Obviously you get 3 for each, and that'll give me the 15 that I need. 15 is not how many I need to get on the surface. It's 15 is how many I need to go in the bin. I literally don't have any. And as you get 3 per pickup, then obviously picking up 5 will give me the 15 that I need. So I'll get on with this and I'll pick up the cadmium and then we'll take a look at the other stuff. So I'll see you when that's done. Okay, well, I've made it back to Jameson Memorial and I've stocked up on all the things I need. I think I've got a little bit more than what I need, which is no bad thing. And I've also come back here to add on the... Oh, I've had to use an OE shield booster because I didn't have enough power to use an OA. Now I could use an OA if I changed my power plant from reinforced to whatever the extra power one is. I've forgotten. Overcharged. Yeah. If I change it to overcharged, I'll be able to do it. And then my shields will go up. Let me just show you quickly. Because right now my shields are at 6386, but if I went with the OA, then I'd get up to 6646. So it's an extra 300, which is pretty handy, has to be said. But I can't make it on power. So currently then, if we just take a look at my modules, you'll see I'm 2% over. Now I could get away, I can't even get away with an OC because that's going to give me 3% power on the OC using an OC shield booster. And if you see here, fuel scoop is 2% and cargo hatch is 1%. That's on my priority, so they get disabled when the weapons come out. Problem there then is that makes 100%, and when you hit 100% in Frontier's eyes, that turns it red. 100% is unusable. for some reason. I think it should turn red at 101%, but hey, what can you do? I think it's because the way the numbers work, it's probably like 100.4 or something like that, and therefore it's overpowered. This is flashing. Quite sure why that is. Fuel scoop is having a little bit of a flashing moment there. So yeah, I'll kill off 2% there and 1% there, which will get me down to 99%. So all I need to do now is go back to, let me just go, I can keep flicking backwards and forwards here, is to go back to DD Vartaman in Leasty, which is a few jumps away. In fact, I think I can just, oops, I think I can just do it from here. It should, oh, I thought it would come under, there we go, DD Vartaman. I should rename that to what it's actually called, which is Vartaman something, I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go off to Leasty and we will get these shield boosters done. I don't expect any change in the amount of shields now. I think that 6386 is probably going to stay where it is. But what we're looking at is increasing the thermal resistance. In fact, the resistances should all get changed, I think. Let's go over there and just see what these final numbers are going to be. And then the last thing to do is the bulkheads. And then I think we're done. And if there's any further tweaking needs doing later on, then we can do that. So I'll be back when I'm there. Okay, so we have arrived at the engineer's base of DD Vartaman, and look at this site. Isn't that beautiful? In fact, I landed here a little while ago, and I took a bit of a break. And when I did land, this planet that you see in front of the sun was actually down just on the right hand side of where it says the number 5. And I've come back up and it's now moved over, so it's great to see all of the orbits and whatnot taking place. And it reminded me of the time when planets orbiting, and every time they moved it used to be a jerky movement that you would see it update, and now it's just fluid and smooth. And yeah, it's one of the great things about Elite Dangerous that it does this. It's, yeah. Anyway, so we are here, and let's take a look at finishing off these shield boosters. Not quite sure what that's for, actually. Clearly had some damage on the way over, but I don't... Oh, yes. Yeah. I messed up my glide. I came in too fast. Yeah. I might as well refuel while we're here. Let's just do the integrity while we're here and the paint. So we know we've got the ship in tip-top shape. Alright then. Into the workshop, into the boosters, and if I'm not mistaken, we applied the experimentals to the top 2, the supercapacitors, and I'm just going to confirm that we did the top one, which I know we did, and there it is. So now I need to do that to the next 2. I've left that sat there, and I do have plenty here to be able to finish that. So you know what? Let's do it. Okay, that's good. That's complete now. So into the experimentals, and we're going to go with supercapacitors again. Give it a nice shield boost. So yes, so the final shield integrity value will change after all. The resistances drop here, but we'll not worry too much about that, I don't think. Let's go into this one. I'm going to return to these two as well in a minute. Yep, this one was completed, so we'll go into the experimental and stick some supercapacitors on there. Now I've got a feeling that on the top two, or one of them, or both, yeah, I didn't quite complete the circles. Untypical shield scans. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come back to that in a minute once I've got all the experimentals on. I don't want to run out of something just for the sake of completing an almost complete circle. So resistance augmented, and on these we're going to go with, hold on, thermal block, which is already applied here. Now this one didn't complete, but I've only got one go left. Grade 5, so the only way you can get this is by side trading. That's going to be a nightmare. So, oh, by the way, what I meant there was the only way you can get it at a material trader is by side trading, and that's going to be pricey. So I think I would prefer to get these from Empire Systems in signal sources and just build up on those. I may come and complete these circles. They're only 0.1 off, and I don't need them for anything else. Let's take a look at the other resistance augmented and see where that went. See, that didn't complete either. Now, I can't complete both. That's not possible. So I'm just going to leave them. This one does, however, require an experimental, so we're going to go thermo block on that. And finally, on this shield booster, if we can, I think we already realized that we can do it. We're going to go with thermal resistance on this one. And I've gone with the OE, as I said, for power reasons, but also you'll see this only affects resistances, so I don't think it would have mattered whether I had an OA or not. I mean, okay, I wouldn't have got the shield protection by having OE. Having the OA ones gives you more protection, obviously, so I do suffer a little bit because of that, but I'm just going to have to go with this, and we'll see what it is at the end. I've got a feeling we're going to be okay. Already into grade 3 there. So this is purely for beefing up the thermal resistance that we're down on. That's all this shield booster is going to do. So one more go. I think we can get it onto. See, we've got untypical shield scans here. Once I get the experimental on this one, then I can go back to that other one and maybe complete it. Let's get to the end of this one. I've got plenty to complete this circle, so I will do that. Because the more resistance I get, the better. That's it. And we're going to put a thermal block on that as well, because again, it gives us shield resistance. And we lose -1, but affected 28%. Oh, sorry, that was a stupid click from me there. Right, now it's one of these that I think I can go again with now. Yeah, untypical shield scans. So let's complete this circle. Okay, that's done. And let's take a look. I can't remember whether this one was complete or not. It's not, so we can do that. All right. So these two top ones are maxed out. This one is maxed out. And the final heavy duty is also maxed out. Good, good. And on the resistance augmented, it's not, but we're going to use it up anyway. See, the numbers are the same. I haven't really gained anything, and I've just lost an Imperial shielding. So I'm going to have to spend some time in Imperial space. Okay, we're done. So let's see what the final numbers are, resistances and integrity. Okay, so my shield health went up to 6.6 anyway, which is great. The thermal resistance didn't go up that much. It's gone up another 10%. But the explosive resistance has come down. And the kinetic I'm not sure about. I think that's come down a couple of percent. I think kinetic and explosives have come down a couple of percent, but my thermal's gone up by 10%. So that was the trade-off. And my shield health has increased by another 300. So yeah, 6.6 on the shields and 5,170 on the armor. But the armor's not done yet. The armor is not done yet. Let me just pop in here a second. See, with armor, you can also do thermal resistant. Or you can do heavy duty. I'm probably tempted to go with thermal resistant armor. See, it's here. Military grade. Now, I could beef that up if well, not here, if I went for the reactive. But that's going to make the ship even more heavier. So, now that this is done, I'm going to show you what I wanted to show you before about having a cool feature in ED Engineer. So let's bring that in. And you'll notice if you use this program that where it used to say materials and data only, now says loadout. Very nice. And this is new as well from what I can see. You change this and it changes the shopping list, I think. Yeah, oops. Taking that off now. Anyway. Okay, so if we go to loadout, this is all real-time stuff. So this is the name of the ship, Pom-Pom. That's my call sign, and these are my hard points. Let's see if we can just... Right, so these are all the details about your ship. All the figures, your damage per second. And it tells you, I think this is either the engineer you did it with. Like, for example, if there's 2 engineers that can do grade 5 frag double shots, would it put down both of them, or would it just put down the one that I went to? Let's have a look. So medium hard point 2, medium hard point 1, slug shot gimbal medium. Yeah, it's not slug shot though, it's double shot. I don't know where it got slug shot from. That's not correct. So here's my maximum range. You can see it's dropped off a little. this is it's the other way around here. You've got damage per second, maximum range, and rate of fire. Damage per second, maximum range is over here, and thermal load is on this one. But they've all got the same. Oh, okay, incendiary, that's why. These have got drags on them. This one has incendiary, this one has a corrosive shell on it. This one has a screening shell. So, for example, if you want to know your loadout of your ship and you're not in a station and you want to, somebody asks you, or, you know, like for me, when I'm on stream, if I'm live streaming and somebody says, what's the loadout of this ship? And if I'm out in space somewhere, I can now just load up ED Engineer and show it here. Let's have a look. Here we have the beam laser. So, handy information. I would have to sit and look at all these numbers. But yeah, so that's the hard points. Let's go to the next one, utilities. So here's the shield boosters that we did. Tiny hard points. That's what they're classed as, I guess. So we have heavy duty. What's not here is the experimental. Defense modifier, shield multiplier. Yeah, these are the OAs because they give you 20 multiplier, where the OEs only give you the 4. So there's 3 of those. And this looks like it's our thermal. Yeah, thermic. It's the first time I've looked at this in absolute detail, but I've got 3 of these, which are, these must be the 2 resistance augmented then, and this one must be the thermal. Or is it? Thermic resistance 18, thermic resistance 18. Not sure now. Special shield booster chunky. Okay. Not quite understanding what's going on here, which order this is. Thermic. Then I've got resistive. Heavy duty. Okay, so this is the heat resistant one. And these are the heavy duties that we put on. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we got four heavy duties. The thermal resistant one that we did. And these are the 2. No, that's not right either. These are the 2. These are the 2 resistance augmented. And this is the thermal resistant one. Because look. Yes, okay. Sorry, it took me a little while to see that, but yeah, now I know what's going on. And these are my core internals. Monstered. Drag drives on the dirty, engine dirty. FSD long range with a mass manager, power distributor, priority weapons with cluster capacitors. Sensor lightweight. There's my fuel tank. Military 01, module reinforcement, and these are the hull reinforcements. Well, I've only got 1. Only 1 hull reinforcement. Okay, whatever you say. Why that's a core internal, I don't know, but here we go. So, shield generator, high capacity. It doesn't say that it's prismatic or bioweave. It doesn't say which one it is, so that's a shame. And here's my heavy duty hull reinforcements. And we have an interdictor and a module reinforcement. No more information on those. And others, we have the paint job, the decals, the ship name, the ID, the weapon color, engine color, and the vessel voice that you chose. In my case, it was Victor. So that's another feature of ED Engineer, which I think is really cool. So if for nothing else, at least you can see the loadout of your ship, the one that you're in, at any time you want. And it looks like we have another clicky thing here, commodities. Oh, okay, so this is what's in my cargo bay. Obviously I'm not carrying anything. I haven't got any cargo, but if I was, I'm guessing commodities. Because this isn't a list of all the commodities. I wonder why these are here. I wonder what this is. Anyway, there you go. There's all the cutters info, which I'm sure if you want to dissect further, you can pause the video and do that. Now then, is she ready for combat yet? No. Okay, so we need to do let's bring this back, and I want to go into materials here, and I've got armor here. I've got to decide whether to do thermal, kinetic. Let's face it, it's going to be thermal or heavy duty. I think. Lightweight? Interesting. Don't think I'll be going with shielded, because that's the AFMU. Yeah, ran out of armor. Okay, I'm going to have a sit and think about this, take the ship back to Shinrata, and but wait a minute, that might be a wasted journey. If I can just do this now. So if I was to go grade 5, if I was to choose, say, thermal resistance, I'd need to find grade 5 thermal. Let's have a look. There it is. And it'll tell me that I need to go to Celine Jean for that. So I can craft plenty. I can craft plenty there. That's okay. And then I've got enough there. Yeah. I've got plenty there. And I've got plenty there. So yeah, I can go thermal resistant on this all the way, and that will push up my resistance, even though it's... No, it won't. Wait a minute. I'm talking a lot of rubbish. Okay, I've got kinetic, thermal, and explosive resistance on the armor, all in the 40s. Explosive is the lowest. So, what if I'm to go for reinforced? What if I have to go for reinforced instead? I just want to have a look. Oh, maybe not reinforced, heavy duty, sorry, that's what I mean. So it adds to your mass. All resistances go up by 5%. Hull boost is 32%. So I can craft 50 grade 5. Wow. Yikes. So let's light up all the heavy duties. Okay, so we've got 5, 4, 3, 2. One could be anywhere. Okay, so I've got plenty. I can do heavy. I've got enough materials to do this right now. Okay, so let me have a think and I'll be back. Okay, so I think I've decided to go with or lightweight. Well, I say I've decided. I have had a consultation with Commander Kathina, and what she says makes sense. because if I go for heavy duty, my ship's going to get even heavier, especially with the deep plating experimental on it. So the problem with that is my ship's going to be even slower. So I'm going to go with lightweight. And you'll see once we hit grade 5, our resistances are going to be up by 15% anyway. The hull boost will be down 5%. That's a hit I think I can take. And the mass will be down 56%. Now the mass of military grade armor is 60 tons, I think. I'm just going to double check that, which means it'll be down to under 30. Let me just double check that. I think I'm right. Yeah, there we go, 60 tons. So it'll be down to under 30 tons. So okay, the ship's running at 2,312.8 tons. So we'll get that in under 2,300, which is something at least, and it will increase our resistances. I mean, the general, I don't know if it's going to be a case for me of fighting to the death all the time. In PvP, once the shields are down, see how things are going, and if it looks like I'm in a fight I can't win, I will try and escape. There's no point sitting around fighting a fight you can't win, only to have your ship destroyed, and then having to pay out, what is it, 36 million, 36.2 million for a new ship. So I need a decent hull to allow me that time to get away. But as you will see from AD Engineer, I can do the lightweight upgrade that we just highlighted all here. Grade 5, grade 4, and then we have 2, 3, and 1 here. As you can see, I can do plenty of 1s, enough 2s and enough 3s, enough 4s, but not enough 5s. I can only do 3, so I need military grade alloys. I probably only need to pick up 2 of them, which will give me another 6. That'll make 9. But ideally I'd want to pick up 3 just to be on the safe side. I'd like to have 12 of these, and these are available in war and civil war systems in high grade emissions. So we can take this ship with us and locate the nearest system that is in a war or civil war state. I think I'd probably rather go with war, to be honest. But if there's not one near to us, then I don't mind. Oh, here we go. I want high population too. That's good. 1.5 billion. That's decent. I see that isn't. I don't know why. I tend to go for high pop systems because I just feel maybe the results are going to be better there. So this is in a state of war right now. So we're going to head on to there and check out the USSs. I won't bore you with that procedure. So once I've picked up the amount I need, hopefully it won't take too long. Then I will be back. So I've got 2 jumps to make, and by the time I get there, it's going to be at the top of the clock there. It's going to be 1900 hours. So we'll see what time I get back. So I'll see you then. Well, it's been an hour, as you can see. It's now 2000 hours on the clock, and I've come across only 2 high-grade emissions, and on both occasions they have contained military supercapacitors. And there's another failed one. I spent time in a couple of encodeds just to pick some stuff up. Look at this, they're all dropping now. I've only managed to get 47.9 thousand light seconds away because I've been traveling slowly. I'm just going to speed it up. and get myself beyond oops, don't want to miss that one. Get myself beyond 50,000. This is probably going to be a degraded. Ah, dear, dear, dear. It's a good thing I didn't video all this. So we turn back round. Again, I'm facing the Magellan Clouds just so that I get myself a bearing. I keep the speed down so that I don't miss the USS's flying past. Keep it down to about 1920 C. I forgot to untarget. So I may decide to leave this system and try a civil war system, because this is a high population war system and democracy and agriculture. I don't know whether that makes a difference, but I'm certainly not getting anything in here. It's an absolute waste of time. I mean, a whole hour. I don't know why that looked like 2. No, it wasn't. Okay. Yeah, threat 4. Yeah, it'd be nice to go in and have a bit of a battle, but I just can't be bothered. I mean, after an hour, to have 2 high grades. The rest have been mainly degraded, encoded. So let's take a look and see if we have, oh, I've just done a system map. See if we have any civil wars close by. So I'm looking for green, this will do. No, it won't. Small population. Kind of want a bigger population, really. Not quite sure why that one wasn't highlighting. That's a small population. Again, no. So going to let's have a look.
Incoming mission critical message.
Okay, let's just do this by population. We'll filter this right up. Problem is this filter's broken. Doesn't really work very well, I don't think. You've actually got to click it. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I stay here and just get myself further out? Get to about 60. So I reckon I'm going to spend about another 5 minutes here, and then I'm just going to give it up for the day and maybe try a civil war system tomorrow. I think I'm just going to need 1 high grade with military alloys in it. There'll probably be about 3, and then I'm done. I just need that one. But it's completely eluding me at the moment. And you know, it's like, well, there goes an hour, you know? There goes an hour. Just sat here, staring at this screen. Okay, just thought I'd give you the update. Okay, so it's been a little while. In fact, this is a new day, and I spent quite a while trying to locate these military grade alloys, and in fact I went into 2 war systems and 1 civil war system. I ended up finding them in a war system, and along the way I think I went into 3 high grades which did not contain what I wanted. In fact, they just contained the military supercapacitors, so I ended up getting 43 of those. But I did drop into a high grade that had 3 of these, which gave me 12 on top of the 3 I already had. So we've now got enough to go all the way, and I think we can even put the experimental on. So before we do, I'm going to pop into the numbers again, because for me it's been a couple of days, for you it's been a couple of minutes. So I'm looking at armor health here, and the resistances are in their 40s, with explosive resistance being the lowest. Okay, we can bring that up, but it would be at the cost of armor integrity, the armor health. So I'm going to have to decide on that at some point. Okay, so we're not going for hull reinforcements, we're just strictly going for armor. We're going to upgrade military grade. Again, yeah, do I do this, or do I, if I make the switch to reactive or reflective armor, yes, it's going to cost 100 and something million, and it's going to make the ship a lot heavier and a lot less maneuverable, more so than it is now, and that could be a disadvantage. So I am going to stick with these. And to shave off even more mass, 60% I think it is, or 60, no, it's, sorry, 60%, 55%. So the armor will come down from 60 tons to 27 tons. So we'll shave 55% off this, which is not too bad. 33 tons less on the ship. So we're going to go with lightweight armor. Of course, it's easy to go with blast resistance and, you know, get a bit more explosive resistance, get those figures up. But when we get to grade 5, they're going to go up, well, 40%. I know it says minus there, but it's, yeah, it is. It's a 56% increase, so forget that. That's a 56% increase on what we have, which is more than I need. So let's just go lightweight, and the idea with this is to simply shave off tonnage on the ship and try and make it a little bit more maneuverable. We do lose 18% hull boost, but we are increasing our resistances as well, which isn't too bad. Well, I don't know. I don't know which is better, to lose boost and gain resistance. I guess the only way to find out is to test it in the field and see how she manages. But again, we're talking about hull here, and as I've said already, once the shields are down, it's generally time to leave anyway, unless you want your ship blown up. Gotta keep doing this, clicking on this left hand side, it's so buggy. See, it keeps jumping down to grade 5 before grade 5 completes. Now it's jumped down, but grade 5 has completed, so now we're good to go. Okay, so I've only got 9 conductive ceramics as well, so I think it's going to be enough. We might use them all up. It depends how this goes, really. Oof, that wasn't a good throw. Although I shouldn't call it a throw or a roll, really. It's not really classed as that anymore, I would say. Ooh, no, look at that. It's only the mast that hasn't completed. But I guess we should do it. There we go. And now, the experimental. Deep plating gives us a hull boost. And drops our resistances 3, 3, and 4. But on grade 5, our resistances have gone up 18, 15, and 21. So we'll drop to 15, 12, and 17. While gaining a hull boost. So okay. Then we got reflective, which boosts my thermal, but that's not what I need. Got one to boost kinetic and one to boost explosive. Let's take a look at what the resistances are right now then. So explosive is still down, thermal is nice at 50%. That's pretty cool. So if the shields go down because of thermals, the armor can put up with a decent wedge of that. The armor health has gone down to 5-1, which is still pretty good. So if I lose 3, 3, and 4, I'm going to be down to 44, 47, and 40. But my armor health will go up. Sorry, wrong one. My hull boost will go up 259.1%. In other words, plus 26.6%. So we can go. I can pick any of these, really. It is really only a choice between deep and layered. Layered, I'm going to lose a good chunk of hull by the looks of it, 10%. Yeah, we're going to go with deep plating. Okay, I think that's it then. Could that be the ship done? Let's have a look. Just want to come down to the power distributor. Where are you? Just want to remind myself what we did on that. Weapon focus, grade 5 with cluster capacitors. Slower charging rate, but able to store more energy. Okay, guys, I think this cut is done. Okay, so there's the numbers. The shield health is 6,632. Resistances, as you can see, apart from the thermal, the kinetic and explosive resistances, I would say, are pretty high. Armor health 5,206, and resistances, oh, they didn't go down to what I thought they were going to be when it said 3%, 3%, and 4% off. Okay, they've kind of stayed where they were. Let me just have a look at this. Did I misread something? Or am I just not understanding this? Kinetic resistance down 3%, 3%, 4%, but the figures didn't move when we added the experimental. Where am I going wrong here, guys? Anyway, regardless, those are the final numbers on the ship. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, I guess the only thing that remains is to put the ship into combat in a PvP environment. There's the ship value, 175 million. Modules value, 792 million. Rebuy 36.2. And as you can see, the rebuy is 30. I get discount. My rebuy cost has come down. My rebuy cost has come down by 2 million by just doing those, by lightweighting that. Why would that be? I'm sure my rebuy was 32 or maybe 36, but here it says 36, but that's, I don't know how that's calculated because I know I get a discount because I was a founder. Founder? Alpha backer. Bloody founder. Yeah, an alpha backer of Elite Dangerous, so I think I get some kind of discount. What I'm actually looking for is if ED Engineer gives me my ship's full DPS, not per weapon, but my damage per second and my damage on the entire ship, and I don't think it does. I don't think it does, but I might be able to get that from ED Shipyard, providing I can export my ship in its entirety. I think EDDI can do that, but I don't know whether it does all the experimentals and stuff. I don't know. So 792, I don't think I've spent that much. Again, I think these numbers are based on without discounts, I think. I'm sure earlier on in the video, my rebuy cost was bigger than this. It was either 32 or 36 million, and now it's come down. Oh yes, I think I know why. Of course, yeah, of course it is. It's because I removed the kill warrant scanner and replaced it with a shield booster. There you go. That's what it is. Yeah, of course, because I've been doing this video over 3 days. Over 3 days, and it's just been a matter of minutes for you guys. So, anyway, I think she's done. Short of taking her out and testing and seeing how she goes, and then possibly doing some tweaks or maybe some changes. The ship as she stands, I believe, is complete, and that makes her completed earlier than I expected. How she performs in a PvP environment against other ships with these fancy weapons, you know, the torpedoes that can take out your frameshift drive and stuff like that. How she performs against those and FDLs, you know, because players with FDLs, they might not have the firepower of this thing, but they've got the maneuverability to maybe stay behind me, even though I can obviously use flight assist off and boost turn and stuff like that. But if they manage to stay behind, then it might be a fight I just can't win based on maneuverability, and I would just have to leave. And I think the ship's tough enough to get me out of there. She's certainly fairly quick at 491. Yeah, and those who want to stay behind me, I do have reverse. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So we'll take it out into open play at some point, and I won't be looking for clean commanders, unless of course they are newbies in Anacondas. That would be cruel, wouldn't it? And I know some of you guys wouldn't appreciate me doing that. Killing potential exploiters of the game. But anyway, yeah. We will test her out and see how she goes. And if I'm testing with friends, it won't necessarily be a fight to the rebuy because it would be pointless. So we'll probably agree just to stop at maybe 25% hull remaining, and then just stop firing. And whoever gets to 25% hull first loses, and whoever inflicted the damage would be declared the winner. Although it would be tricky if both of us were around that area. But what do you do then? Call it a draw? I mean, it's not that I can't afford a 30 million rebuy. I mean, of course I can. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. She's done. So thanks for watching. I am all shielded up now and all armored up. And I was just contemplating there whether to do a separate video with a rundown of the ship's loadout from start to finish, but I'm sure we've got all that in amongst my videos, but maybe a summary of the ship. Oh, I can do that on the next video where we're going to test the ship, or I can run through it on the live stream. Who knows? I'll work something out. You tell me what you guys want, and leave a comment. Tell me if you want to know the full loadout in a separate video, or if you want to see it at the beginning of a live stream. I'll leave it up to you, whatever you guys would prefer. Right, that's going to wrap it up. I might as well end the video with a decent view of the finished article, although she doesn't look anything different from the unfinished article. Do not adjust your set. I don't know why it's doing this. We're well above ground. Frontier, what's going on? I don't know. It's like it can't recover. It goes... should we try this again? It doesn't help when the camera starts with signal lost. Let's go around this way. We'll just... yeah, there we go. Okay. What the hell? Okay, never mind. Right, well, there she is. Okay, so that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, where we'll be testing her out properly. See you then. Bye-bye.